Okay, today is June 28th. I did my last video. None of my videos have been the best. My head's hasn't been in the right place for a while. As I keep saying, not enough meditation, maybe not enough going in the wilderness. I don't know. I still have a clearer thought than most, it seems. And I was touching on how fluoride's a drug and how it affects our way of thinking and everything else, and how on the last video. And like I said, today's June 28th, in case I didn't say that, 2023. But anyways, and if anybody wants to figure out for themselves, never mind all the literature, never mind everything else, but just try going without it in your body. You'd have to like eat nothing but whole foods for a while, and even then, like they're putting chemicals and everything, right? So, and then introduce it in your body after 40 days and tell me it doesn't affect you. Okay? So if you're going to laugh at someone without ever doing that or just going by what you're told, okay, so they put fluoride in your food, put fluoride in your water in the hopes it gets by your teeth and helps your strengthen your enamel to prevent cavities in children, this and that. But then they're putting it in sweets for kids, like ice cream and stuff. What else is there? You think that maybe they've just like make laws that you don't be feeding your kids things with sugar, everything with sugar. There's cereal in the morning. It's not about your health. They don't care about your health, but because they told you they care about you, then you accept it. Like they do things to make you think that they're looking out for the best interests. I might have spoke about this last time, but there's a thing on the radio about how the bread companies got fined $50 million for fixing bread prices. Oh yeah, see, they're looking out for our best interest. They don't care. They only do this stuff to make you think they do. If they did, they would make sure that our food's not being poisoned with chemicals and toxins. Okay, but it just eludes people. They just can't fathom the fact that their country isn't what they think it is, because they have themselves convinced I'm a good person. I'm Canadian, so therefore my country's a good country. Okay, and I'm not saying it can't be, it couldn't be. It's all because of our negligence or uncaring of what's really going on that has allowed all this to come to be, and we'll get what we deserve. Everybody will be uh, uh, judged accordingly, if you like, in the grand scheme of things. Like, if you're going to be living that way and oblivious to what's really going on, you're going to lose everything. You're going to keep on being angry because the prices are up high, like it's anybody else's problem. Who cares what somebody charges for bread? It's their right to charge whatever they want. What's the government got any business sticking their nose in whether someone starts a bread factory and raises the price to $10 a loaf? That's what I want. You don't want it, don't buy it. Like, we live in a crazy land, right? That's why you think that the government's there to protect you. Now, as I said, when you want to think that adding a chemical and toxin into your body in the hopes that it'll pass your teeth and harden your fucking enamel, pardon the language, you're crazy. But you'll treat somebody like me who's crazy, who's trying to say it, and yeah, I get a bit because I can't deal with this stuff. People will not, hey, get down from there. No! Yeah, don't talk back. It's cat season. I think he's inbred, honestly. I'm not just saying that, eh? But we'll deal with it. He's good and that, but you gotta stay on him. But anyways, you can't talk with them because no matter what, they'll start giving you arguments that they were given by the government without knowing for themselves. And then when they're proven wrong, they'll just be, I don't care. Or, so no matter what, they win. That's why I don't care to deal with people. The world could become so much better if we would stop just denying everything and just living in for our own selfish, who cares, life's too short type shit. Okay? So I got no use for people. I don't care to be around people. And it's not because I think I'm better. It's just that how can I be better if I'm around, in the words of Tupac, you can't be an angel in the world of devils. That's like suicide, and that's exactly what it's like, right? So I don't know. There's hope for us. There's hope for us on a municipal government level, but the thing is the election just happened, and I don't know if it's possible because somewhere along the line, our municipal governments took it upon themselves that they're the governing body to oppose the will of the hierarchy of government on the people that elected them. When it's a democracy, what it was supposed to be is we elect people in our local area who lead us to be intermediaries between the higher level of government and the people, because they're have the same values and principles, and they elect somebody to represent them in their area, so their values and principles are upheld. But somewhere along the line, that just got lost to the wind or whatever, got thrown to the wayside, and it's become the municipals that impose the will of the federal, and that's not how it was supposed to be. People on a local level were elected to represent the people because they held the same principles and values. So in that, they trusted them to represent them, to ensure their principles and values are upheld, and that's not what's been going on here. Somewhere along the way, it's got all screwed up where they think it's their right to tell others what to do. You know, we make laws here, we're here to protect you, this is illegal, that's not illegal, you can do this, but you can't do that, and anything that doesn't hurt someone else is not the government's job to tell you can or can't do it. And that's a fact. But somewhere along the way, and I don't know how bad it has to get before the people start to accept somebody who's willing to say, look, I'm here to represent people, not impose the will of the hierarchy of the government onto the people, and I'm here to represent you, and like not be just following orders and telling you what we're supposed to be doing, so to say, right? And people aren't ready for that. There's too many these people, what they call Karens, I call them Nancy's, Mancy's, right? Who, oh, we gotta get the federal government to do this and that, and as if the federal government don't give a shit about us as a people. They don't. They act like they do. They profess that they do. They put forth the act or the persona or whatever that they do, but they don't. They do not care about people. Trust me, if they cared, as I said, for example, if you were angry about taxes, taxes have always gone up. The people in this town here are trying, like the municipal governments abusing their power, this and that, because they raise the taxes by 34%. Well, when you take it in comparison, say, to Timmins, as I said, I think I talked about this, they have higher taxes there. Oh yeah, well they got this, that, this, that, this, that. Yes, well they always also have like 20 times the amount of people who's here, and they have more roads in these small communities that they have to keep up. They have infrastructure just like in the cities, you know, sewer, water, all that in the city. So, you know, and not that I agree with taxes and all this and that. Things could be done much differently. And I said it before, the government doesn't have to be looking to the people for income. They could be finding income other ways besides oppressing the people to accumulate income or whatever, you know, or acquire it. And so they have all these in the smaller communities that they have in the bigger with not enough tax of a tax base to maintain. So, you know, when they raise the tax 34%, compare it to Timmins. Now, you want to talk about an abuse of power. The mayor that was a few years ago in Timmins made this thing they called Rock on the River. Or something. Who cares? Circus and breads for the sheep, the mindless sheep, and they don't care the taxes go up as long as, oh, we got entertainment or something, okay? So he did this, and the town lost money. And in return, they raised everybody's taxes across the board $400 a year. Okay? That's an abuse of power. But we got a bunch of mindless people who will not hear any wisdom. They get something in their head, and that's it. They're right, and that's why nothing can change. That's why we still fluoridate water. That's why we, you know what I mean, all these other things that we just will not accept. That we need to start thinking for ourselves. It won't happen. So, you know, this is a bit more angry, I guess, in it or whatever. I'm not angry, but I'm a bit more like, I'm tired. I'm tired of this world. So tired of it. Like, and it's not that I'm tired of living. I'm tired of the people. They make this world hell. Hell is where things are wrong and things will never change because people cannot admit they're wrong. So, you know what, right or wrong, I support this municipal government here in this area for raising the taxes and doing what other municipal leaders didn't do in the past to try and fix some things that need to be fixed and addressed. And as long as they're not spending that money on circus of breads, I support them all heartily, right or wrong. Now, I don't agree with taxes. I don't. But the municipal, if there's any taxes, those are the ones that support local communities. Those are the ones that matter. Not the federal, the ones who are tyrants and the true terrorists and tyranny. If you look up terrorism, what it means, a government or whatever that use acts of terror to manipulate people into doing what they want them to do and stuff. That's what goes on. You know, so all this stuff is coming to be, and we deserve it, right? We had 6 fires here in the area, apparently started by lightning. Hey, whatever. All of a sudden, 6 fires, and we were smoked out a couple of days ago, but it rained finally, and I don't know if they say they got them under control, but no fire that's not put out is under control. You know what I mean? So if we have heat for 3-4 days again, it'll be just as dry and just as bad, and all it takes is a wind, and when things are wet, they smolder, right? It's harder to even tell, and they'll pop up here and there. And so they tell us that the fires are under control, but no fire that's still going is under control. You know what I mean? Unless you got a campfire. But whatever. So yeah, it's all burning out north of me, eh? And I'm like, I want to find out which way. Okay, is it on the north side of the lake? Is it, you know what I mean? Because it's 20 kilometers away, but with a strong wind, it could be here in a few hours. You know what I mean? Like 3-4 hours, 2 hours maybe. So I wanted to know like where it is. And oh, don't worry, it's not. I'm not worried. I'm just always I'm aware of my surroundings, so I never have to be worried. You get what I mean? I have a pump in the water that I could save my place from burning, like, and it's not that I'm worried. It's just about being cautious and being prepared. And that's what it's all about, just not denying what's really going on in the world, because so you're not ever stuck in that state of panic, so especially if you have others who depend on you for your protection. But that's all lost to the wind, and forget it, man. And a lot of people need to go from this earth to be better. They will not change. They'll be angry at me for saying this. And maybe I'm one of these people that need to go. Because as Max Egan says, we are not free enough to know the truth. We don't. No one knows the truth. That's why when someone, oh, it's a flat earth. Okay, you do all these calculations. I want you to film, if the sun does a big circle, the sun doing a curvature in the sky. You know what I mean? We do a crescent if it's doing a big circle. I don't see it doing that. I see it doing a straight line. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not arguing flat earth or round, but they'll just get in like they're right because they have the ultimate. And I'm saying we have to be in a matrix, but they cannot get it. And these people need to go. You're no different if you're going to start fighting it's flat earth for something you can't actually prove, even though you can prove some of the things that you that make you right. They do. And deny things that you can't explain to perpetuate your truth or your, you know, and that's where we are. So, you know, these people need to go. And like I say, maybe that's me. Maybe I'm still stuck on but I don't have any stake in the outcome of the truth. I just want to know the truth. The truth will set you free, as they say. I want it all tossed. I want the truth more than life itself. You know what I mean? And I fight for truth. And you got to think of all that too, eh? And the Bible says, in these times, not these times, but the end times, whatever, people will have the Word of God or whatever come over them, the Holy Ghost, and they won't be able to help themselves but speak the Word of God. And the Word of God is truth. And there's another word for it, account, if you like, but there's another word for it. That to how I am, how I cannot just let it go. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what's said, something will come on. I'll be like, that's just because of this and I got to give a whole explanation because I'm living around people who live in another planet. They don't take care of themselves. They don't look out for themselves. And in that, they don't care to look out for the children. That's why they think putting toxins and chemicals in your body to help your enamel instead of the prevention, which is eradicating sugars and everything, which is more addictive than crack cocaine to a child, as they say, and ensuring healthy diet and nutrition. to prevent. So you have all these chemical imbalances and everything that can help, and those are preventions. But instead, they want to give you a treatment for the symptom. And that's what's wrong with our whole medical community. They kill the body to try and save a finger. You know what I mean? That's basically what it boils down to, right? They basically were killing my body to save my finger. Well, my finger offended me, cut it off. And not that I want to lose my finger, okay? But they're crazy. There's better ways to treat things, and they don't. They just do everything that's very invasive and very traumatic and detrimental to your health and body to try and fix one thing, okay? There's way better things out there. Stem cells, we can grow our own stem cells. We have them. I believe we can live to be many, many years old, like maybe even 100, 200, 300 years old, if we were able to help our bodies to rejuvenate. I think maybe that's what this 33, where Jesus, you know what I mean? We hit the age of 33 and we're matured, and if we stay proper health, we keep our body younger. But as we get older and we keep poisoning, we don't allow our bodies to heal, and therefore it's not able to regenerate, because every 7 years or so, every cell in their body is new. So, but they want to do all these things to make it possible, and people hope for this long life to promote their agenda. Oh, we can give it, and we're all hoping that we can live on. And I don't want to live on, man. I'm ready to go, because I believe death ain't the end, and I'm not like suicidal or anything, but I don't care to be in this world. I don't. I don't care to entertain the idiocy and the moronic and insanity of others. I don't. And that's not to say I'm right either. But who is who to judge what's right and what's wrong and what's normal and what's not, when you just go by what you're told what's right and wrong and normal and not? You know? As I said, why haven't they ever friggin' nurtured the intelligent kids? Eh? They never stopped that. They still put the stigma out of nerds and how they are and this and that. But nerds are usually smarter. They don't want people being able to think for themselves and able to look for answers to the questions on their own, and they want every way to be conformed to the same way of thinking. And that is what brought about the New World in America. People escaped that from England and all that, right? They wanted their freedom to practice their own esoterical whatever. It was like religion, right? Instead of this indoctrination of, right? Anyways, there's so much to know about things, and unless you care to know, you can never know it all, but a little about everything, you'll never see the full picture. You won't. I see people, they argue one thing, and then they'll be talking about another thing that contradicts what they claim they believe, and they're promoting. It's like that's the very definition of wishy-washiness, right? There's no prudence. There's no you know, I don't know. I don't know if there's hope. I don't know if there's hope for mankind. Not in a whole. You know, I'm sure there's other individuals probably way further along than me, and I hope so. So I don't feel I'm far enough ahead. Like I backslid a lot in the past few years. I was getting everything I could out of my body. That okay, I'm gonna stop doing this, stop doing that, but I still it's holding on to this world. You gotta relinquish all hold on this world kind of thing, and it's very hard because people you basically gotta be like a psychopath. I spoke of this before. Well, it's a hard way to go through life. There's a fine line there, right? I don't care about people who die, and I care about people suffering. I don't care about people dying, not because I'm heartless, but because death is not the enemy. See, all these people that have faith say they have faith, but they just hold on to life. They take all these toxins and chemicals that pollute their mind and bodies, and to try and hold on to this life, but say they believe in God and the afterlife. I'm like, okay, it's my time to go. It's my time to go, and I'm the crazy one. I'm not the one going to church and getting on my knees and saying I'm going to heaven. As I say, one person that I read that book, and all I'm doing is trying to fight every day that I'm not going to hell. And the only way I can fight and trying to honor God, truth, okay, the prime creator, whatever you want to call it, is in truth, the Word of God. And that is the truth. And I spoke of this before. When someone says, oh, I got Jesus, that's how you get to heaven, I'm saved, you're saying you know the way, people should follow you, and you're exalting yourself above me, who's like, oh my God, you don't have it right. And I read that book, and it's not what it says. It's not what we were taught. And people cannot read it for themselves when they're basing it on what they were taught before they could read it. From that point on, it's like a possession. they're just seeking what they've already accepted all the time when they're reading it. Do you get what I mean? Because it's the whole core of everything, right? Your soul, your eternal life. Like that's a hard thing once that's inbred in your mind, right? That's the way. And trust me, no one, unless they're walking on water, should be saying how it is. And this is the way. I say, don't follow me. Hear my words. Build on it. Grow on it. Am I speaking sense? Am I speaking craziness? Maybe I am speaking craziness some of these times. Maybe I am. I don't know. I'm not right all the time, man. I'm like, a few times I'm full of adrenaline. Sometimes I eat something. It all affects our brains, our way of thinking, our connection to God, our way to express it. The connection to God is pituitary, the heart. It's all, I'm not going to try to claim to understand it, but wisdom comes from the heart, okay? And if you're living your life as a psychopath who claims they care and that, they're worse than me who doesn't care and you know what I mean, admits it and lives as a psychopath because I do not care about people. I don't like I don't wish anybody harm. I don't want anybody to suffer. I don't want anybody to have harm, but I don't care in a way that, you know, I'll weep, let the dead bury the dead, like your Jesus says, so to say, okay? Like, I miss and I give thoughts, and they have my thoughts, like, you know what I mean, when they're gone, and whatever else, but I do not, like, let it consume me. The things that consume me are the things that the living are doing that is bringing upon this whole nightmare hell on earth, and that's what it will be. And as I say, everybody who tries to hold on to everything they have or keep what they have is going to lose it. Okay? Those who are able to give it up will keep it because they'll downsize. They'll not have any wants of this world. Like I don't. I go to town saying, oh yeah, I want this. I'm going to get that. These bags of chips. I'll buy bags of chips that are sweet potato chips or whatever because I don't buy all the other shit anymore. Sodium chloride really affects me too, almost like fluoride. And but if I'm not in town, I'm like, man, I don't want any. I got everything I need. I'll live down to my last grain of rice if I have to. You know what I mean? I don't care. So, that's basically how you need to be. But when you're around it and you have this hole in you, you just have to always fulfill it, right? That's why a lot of people, especially women, they get big when they get older because they end up trying to fill this hole. And if you're not that to fill the hole, you're doing it other ways, sex or whatever. But when young girls, it's attention. And then when they don't, they get older and they start trying to fill that hole another way. And that's the thing you got to heal before you get to that stage where you don't have the looks, the beauty of youth, and have that hole that is created in you that can never be fixed unless you fix what's in, or filled unless you fix what's within. So, I'm sick of this world in a way that I can't even explain. I don't think people can understand. Like, say a woman's wearing these really revealing clothes around me. They always say, I feel violated. I feel violated. I don't like that. Why? Not because I'm like, I'm not a man, and because I don't want it around me so that I'm not, like, have that, imposed on me. And if you're not doing it for any other reason but that, it's because it's hot, wear a nice little dress, that fucking no underwear even, okay? That fucking lets all the breeze in. Don't give me this shit. Women doing their tatas there to get fucking big. So what, for men to look at, what else is it? They're fucking crazy. And then they start telling you, well, women are like this and that. is an excuse to why they do it. And then if I was to say, go put some clothes on, I don't want that around me, I'd be the bad guy. That's the kind of crazy land we're in. I got to be subjected to that and have that imposed on me and be violated in that way. And I'm the wrong if I'm saying it. And that's the fact of it. And it's not because I'm like, not a man. I'm a man. But I'd rather not have that stuff imposed on me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Okay? I'm a pig if I look. I'm this if I don't. You know what I mean? Women are fucking nuts. If you're living your life that you need to fucking do something drastic to your body, now they have it way further with this transgender shit, which I won't even get into. Look what a transgender girl has to do. What a guy who becomes a girl has to do. They have to stick something and dilate their opening to keep it from healing for the rest of their lives. Very painful. Whatever, man. You know what I mean? You're fucking nuts. And yous are all promoting this shit. So you think I care about being ashamed of who I am and what I am? To go around people and care that, you know what I mean? Oh, he's weird, he's this. And fuck, you guys are nuts, man. Okay? I don't care how weird I am. I'm going to work at trying to straighten that out, okay? You guys are nuts. Anyways, and they're all promoting this transgender still on the radio. They're still promoting COVID in the papers, saying like, now, because of COVID, your immune systems are low, and that's why you're more susceptible to being sick from all these other things, because COVID destroyed your immune system. No, it was the lockdowns. Keeping people in masks and preventing them from being exposed to viruses and germs to build their immune system. Their deficit, immunity deficit or something like that they call it. But they're saying in the paper otherwise, like, what the hell? And these are local papers. I want to call them, because the one guy I went to school with who's running the paper, who's giving these articles? They contradict themselves right here in their own words. I don't know anymore, people. It's no fun being alone. 2 or more gather in my name, therefore I am. And imagine the power just with 2 people united in truth. Not having any stake in any of the outcome. In righteousness, which means if I think a certain way and they got the person that we're united in truth, this is what it means about being united in truth. They're like, no, look at this. You're like, oh, shoots, yeah, that's true. I can't deny that. Then the power that comes between is can change the world. Just 2, I believe. There's an energy that is created from that. And I believe that, and that's why they're trying in every aspect to prevent that. That's why they instill the psychopathic mind in us that, we can't acknowledge truth. We just want to deny, and we're too stiff-necked and stubborn and all this other shit, right? Get sore vexed, and I still do too, believe me. You know what I mean? Like, I catch myself saying, somebody will say something, and I'm like, why? What? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. They say that. It doesn't, if it's true, it shouldn't bother me. And if it's not, it shouldn't bother me, kind of thing, right? But we all have this ego that's very hard to shed. I get insulted, man. Like, I was at the meeting, town meeting, and I'm talking to, the meeting's going on, and I went 2 hours. I'm not going to sit down for 2 hours and be a snow job done to me, like, so I'm, oh yeah, I agree with what they're saying. I don't agree with a lot of the saying, but I believe they're not doing anything maliciously. And I'm talking, and somebody turns on me and goes like this, and I'm just like, you're going to tell me? You're the fucking dirtbag old person that made this world what it is, and you're going to be worried that, you know what I mean? You think that's what's right, if someone needs to be quiet while you listen to some brainwash or some snow job going on here. And I can listen and see, and you know what I mean? And what I was talking to the person about was trying to, hey, do you have this or that? And I got information. But anyways, that's how people are, right? They think that makes them a good person, because I got no respect for people. I'm not going to deny that. I don't. Because everything wrong in this world is done because of the generation before us. They didn't care. And if they're going to sit there going telling other people what's right and wrong and how they should act and be quiet and this and that, then you should shut up yourself and listen to what I have to say, so you can see what you were involved in to make all this cesspool that's going on here. But this is probably way above everybody's head. I get that. I don't know if there's any hope, and I went all over. I get that. I'm just preaching today, just touching base on the floor, I think, because I was cut short from Ange, and I'm trying to make a few videos to put out. I'll put names to these ones. I'm feeling a bit better. I got treated by a true person who treats health, and his finger is still not right. Like, the tendon is still swollen up. They're going to send me to plastic surgeon to get it shaved, so whatever. I can't bend my finger anymore, like, to what I should, because the tendon swelled up like a balloon, I guess, eh? And it was stuck like this, and it was just like that big. The skin's still peeling because it swelled up so much, eh? But anyway, I go there, it's severe pain, and I'm like, that's not even what hurts. This hurts. I know this goes away, and they would give me nothing for pain, eh? That's why I have problems trusting the medical community. Anybody who would promote stuff that harms the body, and the replacement is something that treats pain, when pain is one of the things they could treat people with safely without any detrimental effects, and they don't, because they care so much. They don't want you to be addicted. If people are addicted in the head, they'll kill themselves with cheeseburgers and scratch tickets, all right? It doesn't matter. And I'm a degenerate, okay? I'm not going to deny that. I experienced life, you know what I mean? But the addiction thing that's in the mind can never be fixed until the mind's fixed. The body addiction thing, for what they give, 3-4 days, 2 days, irritable stuff, like, you're over it. Like, so, but the mind addiction, that goes on and on forever. And unless you fix that, well, forget it. So I spoke of the 12-step program for alcoholics as part of a spiritual thing, right? And not there helps fix the mind if you stay the program. It is true. Some of the truth's in there, right? But they always slant it off in their own little way, of course. But it is a spiritual thing, that whole 12-step. That's what heals people. And so there's other ways to heal too, right? Nature. And so, as I said, before I ranted off and Never Land here, is that the children who were intelligent were always ostracized and always belittled and always tormented and always ridiculed. While now we're promoting equality for transgenders, but I never seen anything that promotes intelligence. They don't have a club here, like, say, some tech institute for children. They can go and, hey, I got this idea, and even if it's wrong, they get to learn on their own. And it's always hockey, and they're hoping to be, create the next Gretzky or Lemieux or something, but for the intelligence, they never promoted it. And I know things still haven't changed, because you still watch pop culture TV and that, and the nerds are always kind of, you know what I mean? And that is something that should have been important. But no, the smart kids were always, you know what I mean, made to feel ashamed that they're smarter, or that they were inquisitive, wanting to learn more, whatever else. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here. I kind of went all over it. I haven't made video in a while. I had a lot to say. I have a lot more I could say, but how long do you want this video? I keep telling people, go listen to this person. You can look up Ice Age Farmer. I don't accept what he says about global minimum. Maybe it is, but why isn't anybody talking about what they did in the Gulf with BP, stopping the current? We're in an ice age. Now, global climate change from our carbon does not create global warming now. It causes colder temperatures, droughts, and erratic behavior of our weather. Meanwhile, one of the things they told us in their own science was when you stop that current, it creates an ice age. So, and then these people going on solar minimum and not talking about that. I don't know what that's about. Just not long ago, this volcano went off in Mexico, whatever, let off more carbon into the atmosphere than it's let into through the whole life of this carbon, the big dreaded carbon, apparently. Now, from what I was taught, when a volcano goes off and lets so much carbon and stuff in the atmosphere, it makes it colder. Causes like mini ice ages and all this and that, just like when that current was stopped in the 1800s, caused a mini ice age. They're purposely doing this shit. But now our carbon is causing other climate change. Like, okay, well, they destroy everything that filters the air, trees and everything else, and spraying. And I don't know, people. If you want to trust those who cannot show themselves time and time again, cannot be trusted for your well-being, or those you profess to care for his well-being, God alone will help you. Okay, God Himself can help you. God itself. I don't refer to God as man or woman, right? God is just a supreme being, and when you're that, I don't believe that's gender and all that matters. You're just a being. As people always went on about, oh, when I go to heaven, I'm gonna be with my husband. No, if you read that thing, it says in there, there's no need. There's no need for sex or whatever. Anyways, I'm not gonna get it. It basically contradicts what they think about, oh, you're gonna go to heaven and be with your husband, or you get what I mean? Said was it Jesus or whoever was asked, or somebody in that past was asked, if I die and my wife dies, but I get remarried, who am I in heaven with? He says, no one. And so no one's read that book. That's why you think I can trust anybody? These people preaching it, jumping all over it, telling everybody how it is, and fucking never read it, ain't promoting those they have following them to read it beyond everything else. Yeah, that's right. It says you're supposed to seek what? Seek truth. With all your heart, seek God. What's God? Truth. Doesn't say it's going to be given to you by some jackass at the top preaching a few verses out of a fucking book any jackass can pick up and claim to have the Word of God because they have a good memory. I do not memorize anything. I read it for my own sake. And every time I do, I'll pick up more things. Like 3 times. I probably won't read it again after this. 3 times usually a charm for me. For it to get what I want, but I still believe in 5 years, if I'm still around, God, hopefully not, okay, whatever, I'll read it again and I'll see more, right? God only reveals to you what you can handle. So that's what I account that to, or credit that to. So yeah. Talk about fires, there's so much I want to talk about. There's just crazy stuff in the world, right? And they always put stuff out like they're doing things for your benefit and your well-being. You better start taking care of your own well-being and start thinking for yourself, okay? And not as being self-sufficient and going back to the old ways it speaks about, or at least being able to do by the old ways, if you like. Because there is a time. We're coming to the end of this dark age, which we're in. We've been in it a while. Kali Yuga, some people call it the apocalypse, whatever. We're in that time where we're going to be coming on to a new age, a new dawn, if you like. If you want to go with astronomy and all these astrologers and that, but just it's a new era, and it's going to be of enlightenment, of where we connect back to Source, God, the Prime Creator, and we can have a utopian world again. But I don't know if these people are going to get sucked into the mainframe, and be stuck in that hell for eternity, or whatever. I don't know, man, anymore. Okay, but you look up all what they do. They can take your consciousness, put it in a computer. They can take, this and that. So why couldn't they put it in another person? That's why I believe these older people are basically, when they pass on, they just put themselves in a new body, their consciousness, their possessing another body, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to sound crazy, but I'm not the one going to church saying they believe this is all possible if it is true. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not saying I have the answers. As I said, Max Egan says we don't have the truth because we're not free enough to have the truth. Okay? And we're too foolish to care to seek it. And if we're not seeking the truth and don't care to see the truth or want to have the truth, then we don't care to have God. Like God, right? That's a factor, right? If you want to break it all down. That, I can say, is the truth, carnal truth. You gotta want to seek it with all your heart and soul. Right? There's nothing I want more than the truth. The truth is not easy. As I said, the first truth one has to start accepting the truth about ourselves. I'm a dirtbag, I'm a degenerate, I'm a this, I just want to be better. I don't like being those things. So if you call me those, it would piss me off, kind of thing. Well, it would, not no more, but say I wasn't where I am, it would piss me off, but it's because I don't want to be those things, don't want to admit, so I better make sure I'm not those things, don't you think? Isn't that what a person should be doing? I don't know, man. I don't know if there's any hope, but I obviously do hold out hope, because I wouldn't be making these videos if not, right? That's what I do it for. I do hope that I can get through to someone. But there's too many people claiming they have it and they know the way and this and that, and they just keep showing themselves as not. Because I could tell them all kinds of things in that Bible they never read, which shows they never read it for themselves. So they're telling everybody the way off what? Off what other people told them. Not because they seeked it for themselves. Anyway, I'll end it here. Oh, I hate having, I don't know who watches this. I believe my enemies are those who have a problem with me watch my videos more than those who want to seek it because they want to find fault in what I say. So I hate that thing. Have a good day, but those, have a good one or whatever. But to those that are, stay strong and don't worry about it. Worry about yourself. Try not to get caught up in the turmoil, what's coming or what is happening, because it'll just destroy you. It'll suck you into the pit, right? You can't allow yourself to be sucked into the pit, and it's very hard. Just like I said, if I started eating this, oh, well, I eat that, it doesn't matter. And then you slowly go off where this stuff is not making you think clearly anymore and not able to process information, and you don't even notice it. That's a fact. It's a slow process. It gets worse and worse and worse, and next thing you know, oh, well, who cares anymore, right? So that's the pit, I believe, that we're to be diligent and be weary of, lest I get sucked in the pit and never get out. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work, and I'm not there. So don't follow me. I'm trying to share my experiences, share what I learned. That's all I ever try to do. I'm not trying to say I can heal you. I'm not saying this is what I learned for myself. You need to know for yourself to figure out for yourself. So I do not give any medical advice. I don't anything. I just say the medical community is full of shit. Okay, that's all I try to do is point that out as proof. Hey, what are you doing, crazy cat? Something wrong with his fur. It's all like baby fur, and it just keeps coming out. He's got not a bald spot, but different, as if he's, I don't know, man. We rescued him, and he almost killed me. The cat killed me. Hey? Yeah, and I'm allergic to cats. And we saved him, and he killed me. And he bit me out of fear, and he won't do it again. If I would have let him win, I think, because he's not right in the head, he would have known, felt he was okay to bite. But I didn't. I ended up, I grabbed him by the neck. That's how I had to do it, because he was just bit me like 4 or 5 times. And finally, I grabbed him by around the neck, and with this hand, I think, and reached around and grabbed him like the mother. But he was still scratching me, scratches all up here, right? So, as I said, when he seen this guy, I think he just freaked out. He started climbing, he scratched my back. I was trying to hold him, he bit me. So I let him down, I went to grab him, he bit me again, and then, like I said, I grabbed him by the neck and held him, I choked him, sorry, but I felt if I would have let him think he could get away with that and bite like that, he would have felt like he had a right to. Now he knows, you know what I mean, I'm the alpha. So, but he killed me. A little cat killed me from a bite if I wouldn't have had medical intervention, basically. So, just the medicine is so horrible, and would have did me in if I didn't go see my healer. My body was just attacking itself. Probably would have developed cancer and other things, right? I think I spoke about that in my other videos. The stuff they put in my body, put my immune system in the hyperdrive, so it was attacking anything foreign in its body. I could just feel it. And my lungs were on fire, probably because of smoking, right? My own stupidity, I don't deny that, but that's what that shit does. It'll cause your body to go into hyperdrive. Now, I could be mistaken. They say antibiotics kills all infection, but from what I gather, it sends your immune system into hyperdrive, so your immune system starts attacking things. But I could be wrong. I don't want to pretend to know that. And even if I go by this, just like flat Earth, round Earth, if I go by this, well, I'm only going by what I think or what I've been told, unless I can see it for myself. So if I accept this, it's the same thing, right? But my feeling is antibiotics. It's like penicillin is a fungus or a mold. It gets put in your body, and you end up going into